So a couple of quick tips to help you on site today with your Friamat welder. So we've got a Friamat Prime welder and a Friamat Basic welder, both exactly the same in terms of how we switch them on. There's a switch at the back of them. We're just going to push them in as per. Let them fire up. So on the Friamat Prime welder, the first screen we'll see is read in code. Now that welder is ready to read a barcode and ready to scan a fitting. If you do see another screen on here, such as end of fusion, that's just the screen from the previous fitting that's been welded. So we just push the red button and that'll then take us to the home screen. Alternatively, you may come across maintenance date exceeded. If you do see this screen, the welder does need to be taken back to a Friamat service centre and calibrated or serviced. But if we just want to finish a job or weld a couple of fittings, we just push the red button and that takes us to the home screen Friamat code. So both welders are now ready to scan a fitting and to go through with a weld. So what I want to move on to next, I just want to show you how to use the barcode scanning wand. So we've got a 180 Friamat coupler here. We're going to pull the wand out of its pouch. Now we must treat these carefully. They are fragile. The wands are made of glass, so as soon as you finish welding or scanning a fitting, I should say, just ensure we're putting them back in the pouch as so and strapping them up. But what we want to do here is show you obviously the process of scanning a fitting. So I've got on the fitting here two barcodes. Now we want to focus on the larger barcode. The bottom barcode is a traceability barcode, and at this stage, in terms of getting this fitting to read, we're just scanning the top barcode. So I'm going to hold this like a pen. I'm right-handed, and I want to hold it square onto the fitting, ensuring that the red tip is touching the fitting. We want to start just off the barcode as so and draw a straight line backwards and forwards across the barcode. Now, as you can see, the welder's picked it up automatically. It's got a Friamat 180mm fitting. We know that's what we're welding. If it doesn't happen as quick for you and we don't get it scanning straight away, sometimes you may want to, following the square and holding like a pen, you may just want to draw a line backwards and forwards. You want to make sure you're doing it fairly quickly. If you do need to go backwards and forwards 5 or 6 times, then so be it. Another tip to assist as well, if you want to try and ensure that you've got a straight edge on any fitting that you're scanning, use a ruler, or I've got a scraper here, creates a straight edge, and we follow the same process just like that. And that's as simple as that. So obviously I've finished with the wand now. That's going to go back into its pouch, strap it up, and we're now ready to weld the fitting. Now you would have noticed, obviously I haven't got the leads in yet. It's not imperative that these are in to get the scan to work. It's completely up to you what you're doing on site, but we're going to go ahead and put the leads into the fitting. Either side doesn't matter. There's no plus or minus. That fitting is now ready to weld. So albeit we have the pipe prepared, the fitting's ready to go, and we just want to push the green button that's going to ask us if we want to start. Our surroundings clear or ready to go, yes, and we'd push the green button again. Now I'm not going to push the green button now because we haven't got pipe prepared. And it's as simple as that. So that fitting would then go through its fusion time, and upon the end of the fusion, it would let out a beep and say end of fusion. Once the fusion time is done, we just push the red button and it takes us back to the screen where we're at from the start. Now all our fittings have got a cool time on them. As you can see, CT equals for this fitting, cool time equals 20 minutes. So at a minimum, we want to make sure that we're leaving it for 20 minutes in order to go through its cool time process. I will just quickly show you, if the barcode wand's not working and you need to finish 1 or 2 more welds on site, for the prime, there's emergency input down here, we can push that, read the 24 digits on the fitting as per. Easier if you've got someone else to help you, and then we just push through like this. It's as simple as that. Once the code's in, we push the green button and go through with the weld. Alternatively, if you're using a basic, the middle button on the welder is your menu button. We want to push that, go up 1, and that takes us to emergency input, green to go through, and we punch the code in. Obviously, again, once the code's done, we push the green button and it takes us through to the next stage, ready to weld our fitting. It's as simple as that. If you do have any issues, just contact a Friamat representative and we can assist on site.